since I was born. And don't forget, man. I represent Jesus Christ.
What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Tony, back again. Anyway, man, we going back into the prison again, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that comment, man. Share my videos on your Facebook page. Share them all the way, man. You know what I'm saying? It's free. Just hit the button. That's all you got to do, man. Hit the button, man. Tell your partners come listen and all that. But anyway, we going back into prison on this one, y'all. You know, when dudes be on the streets, they have a lot of habits. And one of the main habits that you gonna find in the hood, in the set, in the ghetto, in the wherever, you know what I'm saying, is brothers like to shoot dice. I don't know what it is. It ain't never been a real big thing of mine. I ain't never really cared too much about it. But a lot of brothers love to shoot dice. I'm talking about they be serious about it. You know, back during the day when I was doing my gang thing and all this and that, me and Ray used to creep through and we would catch a lot of dudes slipping at what? The dice game. Once you get caught up with them dice, you're not watching the streets. You're not watching your surroundings. None of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that. We used to, but that's a story for another day. But anyway, when you like in your little clubs or whatever, they had these big dice games. A lot of dudes hooked on dice. And so now, once you get locked up, you're going to take that habit to jail with you. You know what I'm saying? It might be dormant for a certain amount of time until you get wherever you're going to get and somebody busts out the dice. Now, in most prisons, dudes gonna have real dice. Now, in the county jail, it's kind of hard to get a hold to real dice. So now, what they would do, I was in the Birmingham County Jail. And I've been in there for quite a minute. And so, what they would do, you take you some toilet paper. You get that toilet paper and you wet it up in the sink real good. When you take it out, you squeeze it. Squeeze it real good. Get that water out and you get it down the sides. You tap it on the ground or tap it on the wall and you shape and you mold it into a square. Into the right size square that you want. You know what I'm saying? They not always going to be perfect. They not going to never be perfect, in fact. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes one dice might be a little bigger than the other dice. One might be a little small. Sometimes the dice be big. Sometimes the dice be small. Whatever. But when you get them to the size and the shape that you want them, you done mold and squeezed all that water out. You beat them, boom, 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 shape and mold them. Now you sit them up. You're going to let them sit for a day or two or whatever. However long it takes for them to be hard, you know what I'm saying? Harden up. All the water done evaporated out of them, and you got you some dice. Now, what you want to do, once they start hardening up, you always check them. When they start hardening up, which this is when you go to shape and molding them, you put the finishing, you want to put your finishing touches on them, and you scrape them on the ground. Turn them, scrape them, you turn them, scraping them. You turn them on all sides, and you scraping them. You scraping them real good, getting them down to how you want them, shaping and molding. There's various different ways of shaping and molding them. You know what I'm saying? You can. There's several different ways. But now once you get them shaped and molded and hardened up to how you want them, then you take your pen and you start putting the little dots on them. Now, in all actuality, there's a certain way that you're supposed to mark these dice. You know what I'm saying? When I seen the dude making them, which I'd seen him make them in the LA County Jail the same way before, you know. But anyway, most dudes don't know, you know what I'm saying, what side to put the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, or the 6 on. So what they doing really just taking the dice, putting the 1, turning it 2, turning it 3, 4, 5, and it, 8. 1 through 6. Doing the same dice the other way. Now, I believe there is a method to the madness of making a pair of dice, you know what I'm saying? How they turn and flip with each other or whatever. But boom. In the county jail, don't nobody care. Prison neither, you know? So once you get them down, you go. Now, you got to understand, this is hardened toilet paper. Hardened toilet paper. Okay. So now, once you get them, once they done shaped and molded and they came back good, hard, and you got you some dice, first thing you're going to do, you're going to let everybody know, hey, man, dice game is such and such sale. Dice game is such and such sale. Or you're going to be up under the stairs. Hey, man, up under the stairs, dice game, dice game. So now they usually going to wait till around store day. Store day run, you got your cookies and soups and your little items and stuff, and you're getting down. Now, one thing you're going to always remember, just like on the streets, is just like in jail. A dice game can become very, very volatile. Dudes' feelings and emotions get involved. They get mad. They get, you know what I'm saying? I've seen dudes, get mad because they feel the dude is wetting the dice. Now, one thing is just like when I used to shoot dice. That's a strenuous game. You can lose weight shooting dice. Because dude, that's why dudes be coming out their shirt. They sweating. Now, your hands wet. You touching these paper dice. Of course, they not going to last that long. So dudes kind of know. When you make one set, make you 3 or 4 sets. Because once one of them gets squishy and puffy, you want to get rid of that one. But anyway, dudes get real touchy about them dice, man. Dudes get real touchy about the dice. They gonna start tripping, want to get mad, the whole hookup. They got a dice game going on one time. I'm in the day room. I'm watching the dice game. Dice ain't never really been my thing. It just ain't never really been my thing. Now, in the block I was in, it ain't nothing in there as far as gang members go, but Crips and Disciples. The Bloods and the Vice Lords had their own block. Wasn't very many Vice Lords, but the Bloods they had their own block. They were segregated. It was A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. I think it was A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It was 7 blocks. It was either 7 blocks, I think 7 blocks to a floor. All the blocks was Crips and Disciples, and the Bloods had their own block. So anyway, the dice game going. Like I say, I'm just checking it out. My homeboy No Good, he was in there. And by this time, he was in the block with me too, and my other crime partner was in there. So we didn't really get involved with a lot of the little shenanigans that they had going on there, but they had their thing going. So now, I hear words getting passed, dudes getting heated, dudes getting mad, dudes going through what they going through. Now, at this time, I didn't know who all was a disciple and who all was a Crip. Didn't know. I didn't know everybody in the block, you know what I'm saying, in this block that I was in at the time that well. I'd been in the county jail for a hot second, though. But anyway, they back there, they argue, and they argue, and they argue. So now the first thing you gonna always hear, you gonna always run into a problem when dudes try to catch the dice. When you're in a dice game and you can catch, you usually gonna make a rule. You can catch twice or you can catch thrice, however many times. I don't know if they was catching the dice 2 times or 3 times. I don't know. But that's gonna be a problem because sometimes dudes want to cheat. They want to wait till the dice get rolled and say like one of the dice stop rolling early Because they ain't coming out no cup. They bouncing the dice up against the wall and letting them, do what they do. A lot of times, one dice gonna stop rolling before the other dice. And say like if a 1 roll or a 6 roll, depending on whoever you dice shooters, y'all know what's the special numbers. This dice gonna stop rolling on a certain number, and they like, oh no, but the other one's still spinning. They gonna try to catch him. The dude who threw the dice, he gonna get mad. No, you caught it late, and then dude gonna roll the dice, and as soon as he can see his number finna hit, dude gonna try to holler, catch dice, catch dice. That's a problem, y'all. It's always a problem. It's always gonna be somebody who wanna cheat. So they back there going through the motions of whatever they going through with these dice, boom, 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 boom. You can tell when it's finna show up, get funky, because you can listen to the word. You can listen to the words that's being passed. Okay. Dude throwing the dice. Now the dude who threw the dice, at the time, I didn't know if he was really a Crip or a disciple. I didn't know. So the dude who caught what had happened, the dude who was on the dice was a disciple. The dude who was fading him was a Crip. Now, of course, you got dudes that side betting on the side, all this and that. Boom. But a side better can't catch the dice. Side better can't catch the dice. What had happened was, I'm gonna get all the way to it. Dude threw the dice. Whoop. One of the side, now, like I say, the dude who threw the dice was a disciple. Now, all this I found out later on. But now, at the time, I didn't know. So, the dude who threw the dice was a disciple. One of the side bettors who was betting another dude, which was a disciple, he tried to holler, oh, no, catch dice, which he couldn't. But the dude who had him faded, because his little homeboy hollered it, he tried to say, yeah, I said catch dice. I said catch dice, which he didn't. He didn't. He trying to cheat because his little homeboy peeped that this dude was finna hit his number. So he trying to catch the dice for him, and he can't do that. The little disciple dude who threw the dice told him, no, homie, no. He didn't say homie, but he was like, no, you can't catch no dice for nobody. He can't catch no dice. So the other dude's like, man, I didn't catch the dice. He said it. He was like, no, you said it. And then he tried to say it, but the dice had already hit his number. He hit his point. But this dude over here trying to talk about the one who had him faded, trying to talk about, no, man, I caught that. And he didn't. He wanted to cheat. They go to argue. Woo, 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 woo. So the dude who was rolling the dice, he stood up. He's like, man, now they passing some volatile words when it looked like it's finna go. It was 6 dudes back there. It was, and I found out later on, it was 3 Crips, 3 disciples. Of course, around the block, it was different dudes, not affiliates, and you know what I'm saying, different people just around the block. When the dude stood up, when they go to pass the word, the dude who was on the dice, he fired on the dude who said he caught the dice, but he didn't. In fact, when he hit him, he slapped him. I told you they got a thing about that in Alabama. He slapped him. Bow. When he slapped him, dude slap him back. Bow. They go to getting it. Now, in Alabama, they call, like we might say in California, oh man, they squabbling, they bumping, they getting them up. In Alabama, they say turning. They turning. So like a dude, if he fighting real good, they'd be like, oh man, shoot. They call what they say, they'll say oh rap. Like you say, what's up, homie? They say, what's up, rap? What's the R-A-P? Like rap. They'll say rap. Or like say, oh buddy, oh man, buddy, man, or rap. So if a dude is fighting real good, they'll be like, oh buddy, he turning like a drive shaft. That means whoever he talking about is fighting real good. If they say, oh man, buddy turning like a drive shaft. You know what I'm saying? My rap turning like a drive shaft. That means he fighting long and hard. He can fight good. You know what I'm saying? So now, like I say, the dude stood up, he slapping. Bow, dude slapping back. Bing. They go to exchange and blow. Bloop, 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 bloop. So now the one who had the dude faded, his partner, he fired too. Bow. Do 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 do. So now you had the two Crips fighting the one disciple. So the one disciple, his other partner, he stood up and he swung. He was already standing up. His back was up against the door, matter of fact. He swung. Bow. So now it's a 2-on-2. It's a 2-on-2. These two right here fighting under the stairs. These two fighting kind of like in front of the cells. The other two didn't even get it. They just backed up and was watching. Craziest fight I've seen in a long time. The two that was fighting in front of the cell, they never threw one blow. Not with their fist balled up. With their fist balled up. They was slapping each other. I'm talking about pat 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 pat. So I'm telling homie, I'm like, so I said cuz at the time, I'm like, man, look at that, look. They was smacking the spit out of each other though. Spat, pat, 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 pat. Dudes ran over there and broke it up. And it tripped me out. It tripped me out, man. It tripped me out. I had never seen two dudes fighting, going blow for blow with an open hand. That tripped me out. They broke it up, broke them apart. They killed the situation, which was cool. But I just remembered it because I'm like, they was slapping each other. I seen a fight one time. They packed the dude out. They got a thing called the Sun Parlor in the county. Birmingham County Jail on the 9th floor. It's like if you've been to the shoe in Pelican Bay, they got a little area about when they let you out for your yard time, the little area that you in, they got an area about that size with a basketball rim up where you could try to play basketball in that little bitty space. Dudes packed the dude out one time. They don't call it rat packing. They call it the kludge. Hey, they terms, not mine. They'll say, like we say, oh man, they packed that fool out. They packed him out. In LA. In Alabama, they'll say, man, they kludged him out. Kludged him out. Where that's their word. Where they get it from, I don't know. That's just their word. They kludged him out. So, man, I seen them packing this one dude. It was about 5 dudes on one. What he did wrong, I don't know. But they was on him. Do you know that all 5 of them was jumping on this dude and they was all slapping him? What? Open hand. They was slapping him to the floor. Bow, back, bow, back. It looked like some of one of them African movies. Not one person balled their fists up, not one time. They was just slapping him. Back, boo, back. But the cold part about it, they bust his mouth. All that kind of swole him up with nothing but some open hand slaps. Bow, back, bow, back, bow, back, boo, back. Old boy got down, huddled up. Man, they was slapping him down though. Back, spat, boo, back, bow, back. I'm like, dang, boy, look here. I'm like, yeah, Dorothy, we are no longer in Kansas. You know what I'm saying? Hoo-wee. But it was, different places get out different ways. But anyway, man, that's just one of them little quick ones, man. I had to tell y'all about that. Man. They was slapping him, y'all. Oh, well. In the meantime, between time, man, y'all tell the people that you love them. And I'm your partner, man, Big Tony, man. With all my heart and soul, I represent Jesus Christ. And that's the best decision I ever made in my life. Peace, I'm out.